I like to present the top 10 movies I've seen and rank them for you from very good to excellent. This list is full of very notable movies. Ranked. If you have any movie or any series that you feel is not famous, then write down below in the comments. Hello guys, I present to you the top 10 films.
Leave right now.
Sometimes, if someone decides to rob the bank, he enters and threatens to try to get the money. But how if I told you the opposite? How if I told you that he only wanted to get the late money from the Navy facilities because he was an ex-warrior? Brian entered the bank, he had a bomb, and if they didn't implement the demands, he would explode the bank. A terrible movie that I watched affected me. How someone who wants his right is full of events and deserves the opportunity and watch. If you are confused, what would you choose? This movie is not to be missed. For me, you must include it in this list. Suspense and tension, literally unparalleled, that will cheer you up and not make you anticipate the events, although anticipating them is so easy. Adventures are a beautiful thing, but how if they go beyond the limit? With Becky and Hunter, two girls decide to climb a tower that is 2,000 feet high, which means that it is the tallest tower in the world. What will happen? What is the story of these two girls?
So, if you had some money, what would you do?
I just want to be able to experience things.
I watched the movie for an hour and a half and liked it, so I decided to put it on the list. I hope you like it. If you like crime and thriller movies, this movie an unmissable ticket. I hoped it wouldn't end. Life is known for its difficulties. Finding money is not easy. She works as hard as she can, working at a job that doesn't fulfill her requirements, but her enthusiasm kicks in as soon as one of her coworkers gives her a try. A strange number, Thamer tells me. Why do you see the owner of this number telling you that I will give you the easiest $100 that you will earn, which is very simple. All you have to do is go to a store and buy something expensive. We give you the card and all the data you need. Change, but it certainly won't stop here.
여기 수사, 체포 다 불법이야. 좋은 말로 자수시키는 건데 그게 무슨 수사야? 넌 뭐야? 까불인데요? 까불고 있어. 똑바로 얘기 안 하면 뒤지는 거야, 알았어?
Crime. The movie made me laugh. I will talk about the beauty of Korean films, but soon a new list will be published. Oh God, it deserves it because they have very interesting stories. This movie is a new Korean action crime and an attempt to overthrow the fugitive. The film contains characters that have a previous part, and this is a poster. But if you see this movie, it is very ordinary, because from the beginning you will know everything that talks about Yuki, who works for the government and wants to go to a foreign country to extradite a suspect. During this matter, he discovers a new secret, which is the secret of the dangerous butcher, who tries to catch him and hand him over as well. But what happens is not taken into account, so the atmosphere is with an interesting movie and many events.
In town, they tell the story of the Marsh girl, the one who grew up alone in the wild. But they never really knew me.
A very wrong film. I wouldn't be shocked at the end of the year if it entered my list of the best films, 2000 and 2022. It is an inspiring story and contains inspiring feelings of injustice and remorse. Things we will see in this film that talks about her life, living her life alone and far from the city's disturbances. We will live her painful story through flashback, but oh my goodness, what is the element of spark in this movie? The movie starts with him in court to find out from A to Z.
Against all odds.
It's a beautiful movie, everyone loves it, and it deserves a chance. Don't miss it, a sad action-adventure story that made me love this movie. This movie is unimaginably terrifying. Neru, a skilled warrior of the Comanche Nation, fights to protect her tribe against one of the first highly evolved predators to land on Earth.
critics are calling George Miller's new movie Aladdin for adults.
I like how someone tells you a story and we see it in flashback. I had a wonderful experience with the movie, I liked it and I hoped that her story would not end. She is a researcher and doctor who lives her life safely. During her trip to Turkey, something she did not expect happens. She decides to visit a store and buy a very rare box, but the shock is the first thing she cleans, and this is where the enthusiasm begins. Most people sometimes wish that the fairy tale would come true. You wipe the magic pot and the blue genie appears to you, and he tells you 3 wishes. Ask for it now and I will fulfill it for you. This happened to her. What are the wishes that you will choose? And most importantly, what is the story of this genie that came to her in the first place? Worth the chance to watch. I wish you a beautiful and pleasant daughter-in-law.
I'm so sorry I forgot to tell you, but
Creative actress Florence Pugh. Literally from my point of view the best actress out there right now, featuring creative actors Chris Pine, Harry Styles and actress Olivia Wilde. A very luxurious movie full of horror, suspense and excitement. This movie talks about the story of a housewife who lived a very complicated life, and it was in the 50s. But her enthusiasm shows once she finds herself in danger. Beautiful, definitely worth seeing.
Hey Rick, you following what's happening in Thailand? Some kids stuck in a cave.
When the movie ended, I had goosebumps. If you watch this movie and focus on it, the same thing will happen to you. If you ask anyone about the movie, they will tell you an excellent movie. Tension, fear, surrender, things that will be with you while watching this movie. 13 people entered a very deep cave and there was no water in it, but the shock after they entered, heavy rain began, while they were inside the cave. Of course, with the passage of time and the families of the children, they began to feel fear asking the government for help to save them, but it is much more difficult than that. The thought of saving them and entering the cave puts your life at risk, so how are you going to attempt to solve a puzzle of such difficulty?